Hey everybody, it's Zach and I like movies. And today, as part of the Letterboxd Criterion Challenge of the year, I am talking about entry 26, which was Hong Kong cinema. And for that, I've chosen the 1993 cult classic from Johnnie To, The Heroic Trio. Let me tell you, if you're not into over the top, borderline slapstick action scenes with wild melodramatic tonal shifts and three of the hottest actresses in all of Hong Kong together in the same movie looking their absolute best, then I don't think this movie is for you. And frankly, I don't think movies in general are for you. This movie here, The Heroic Trio, is an absolute blast. So what we have here are is really a kind of a campy superhero movie origin story, to be honest, where you have three ladies that their paths sort of intersect, and they form an alliance to defeat a literal baby snatching supervillain. Like I said, these are the ladies. There are first is Wonder Woman. Yes, that's her name. She was played by Anita, who was probably not as much well known in the States, but she's absolutely fantastic. She dons this great silver eye mask and throws knives shaped like butterfly wings, and she has she has a history with the other lady, an Invisible Woman, who is played by Michelle Yeoh, who is a legend, certified legend at this point. And she has like this. They're like sisters. They were both trained by this very demanding, harsh kung fu father. and oh man, yeah, and Maggie Cheung. No, sorry. Michelle Yeoh has this sort of relationship of sorts with a scientist guy. It's a little it's one of this is one of those movies that's a little hard to describe plot, because the plot is really just an excuse to have all these wild set pieces happening. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The best of the ladies, in my opinion, is Thief Catcher, who is played by Maggie Cheung, who is looking her absolute best. Her introductory scene has her on a motorcycle, decked out in this sick leather biker chic, wielding a double-barrel shotgun and these fly glasses. I have to restrain myself from just gushing about how sexy Maggie Cheung is in this movie, because she's really funny too. She keeps making these goofy comedy faces, and she has dynamite. In fact, in that introductory scene where there's a hostage situation that she's kind of crashing the party at, she gets on a barrel, throws a stick of dynamite in the barrel, and it when it blows up, it launches her like a Bugs Bunny gag into the building, where she stops where she beats up the bad guys, walks out looking fly with the shotgun resting on her shoulders, just white hot sex in this. Just absolutely looking her best. And even later, Michelle Yeoh gets this fabulous red leotard and this patchwork coat. She this is a movie that always looks its best, because every scene, doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter if it's apartment interior, or a hospital set, or a train station, there is always a gorgeous wind. There's always wind blowing. It is always foggy. Because they've gotten their money's worth of all the wind machines, all the fog machines, because everybody looks incredible, especially the three leads. And there's such silly fight scenes where where like Michelle Yeoh and no, where like Anita Mui is like fighting someone who's invisible, but it doesn't look as cheesy as that sounds. She's literally just like taking swings at air, because this is a movie that maybe cost around 2 million, give or take, but it feels so much bigger. They really get their money's worth out of it. And like the way it's staged, it would look silly in any other hands, but like the way Johnnie To stages it, it doesn't come off as like, you know, it's over the top, but not in like a way that like breaks any immersion or anything like that. But besides, and even when you do see the wires, because you can see the wires sometimes, it doesn't matter. That the point is that it's just so borderline just cartoonish. This is a movie that really just like is so maximalist and so just of its own style that if you're not into it, really it's a real, if you're not into this in like the first 5 minutes and turn away. But you really should be. This is such a fun movie, and I think a good tone setter would probably be something like Big Trouble in Little China. That's kind of like the closest one I can think of at the top of my head that kind of has this like, that is this sort of big and silly, but also sort of like still sincere, and like the tone shifts is so wild. where like there'd be like a like fight scene that like involves like throwing knives and invisible fighting, and then like a baby will put in grave danger, and then a baby will die, like literally die. Like it kind of rocks how often babies die in this movie. Even by our main leads, even by the heroic trio themselves. They're Johnnie To, with his full chest, said, "Fuck them kids." I kind of don't want to keep going about like all that happens, because part of the joy is just kind of like seeing what will happen next, and like what absurd act will happen. Like even when there's a fight scene with another hostage situation at a train station of a guy who like throws this whip chain hat that like lands on somebody's head and like has blades in it, and he can like pull their heads off. Like the ladies fight him off, and then a train will just crash through the wall. And the climax is just so big. It looks, and like the exteriors with all like the wind machine, with all the wind and the fog, and these sets, they kind of feel like Tim Burton's Batman, like the way that like it looked like it looked like a warehouse, but also feels like a city that's part of. It feels like it's its own place. In all the like the limitations it has, it feels like maybe it's like 5 full sets that they like kept redoing. but like that scene with the 3 women, with the 3 heroes coming together and fighting off against the literal kidnapping baby supervillain, kind of feels like a Power Ranger villains at points, like, you know, before, you know, the ones they fight before they get big. And he eventually he like turns into this like Evil Dead style stop motion skeleton that like grabs Michelle Yeoh, wraps around her, and then she like has this like weird like skeleton thing wrapped around her, and she's like, "Oh no, it's controlling my body!" Punch kick. And it keeps upping the ante, and like it's a Hong Kong action movie where like all bets are off, and it's kind of just it really is just an absurd blast. I think if you aren't into that kind of like wild swings, if you aren't into like something that is this kind of goofy and again cartoonish even, but like if you do love movies that look great, always keep you guessing, always give you something new, and just take wild swings, and you have everything looks great, all the actresses just look fantastic with their clothes and in the cinematography And again, when this Johnnie To knows how to shoot people looking their best, like the rain-soaked neon, uh, neon out at night, and the wind is billowing in their being in their capes, and their hair is just flying. They look fantastic. This is a movie that you should watch. I, I really hope I'm getting my point across, because it's just so, it's so fun, it's so goofy, but it's so absurd. I can see that this would turn people off, especially knowing like some of Johnnie To's more like serious works that he made later in his career. Like I think it was Drugstore or something like that. And I don't know what else. I don't know what else to add. It's just kind of, I kind of want to gush more, but I also want to keep some of them a surprise. Because it is so again, I'm repeating myself, it is so bizarre, it's so absurd, it's so gorgeous, it's so fun, that you really just need to experience it for yourself. Just every superhero movie should look something like this. Just, man, no one looks as good as these ladies do, especially Maggie Cheung. Just, I'm rambling, and I'm going to be sent to horny jail for talking if I keep going about Maggie Cheung in this. So yeah, for a reductive rating, I would say maybe an 8. I don't know. This is a really fun. So yeah, if you're looking to check this out, it's currently streaming on Criterion channel right now, and come February 20th, this will be able to own physically from Criterion. As a collection, as a double feature collection with the sequel to this, The Executioners, which I haven't seen. After this, I really need to check out. So yeah, did you see The Heroic Trio? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please share this. Please watch The Heroic Trio. It's so much fun. It's so good. And really just keep watching movies, because I'll be doing that. Keep watching movies. See ya.